There's a piece of neuroscience I keep on coming back to. Every decade after we turn 30, the human brain loses about 13% of the dopamine receptors in its reward system, which means the ordinary pleasures, a walk in the sun, a good conversation, a favourite song, can become harder to feel unless we do one particular thing. And that's what this video is about, and it isn't what most retirement advice will tell you it is. Now, if you're new here, I'm Jeanette. I write and reflect on what it actually takes to make retirement feel like yours. This is video 3 of 4 in a series on the 4 ingredients of retirement that feels unmistakably yours. The 4 ingredients are connection, purpose, energy, and vision. Today I'm talking about energy. Now, there are many facets to this. There's sleep, food, stress, but what I want to focus on the one that's been a constant thread through my own life, and that's movement and exercise. And it can be any form of exercise, walking, riding, yoga, whatever you really enjoy. Now, for me, it means dancing. And long before I understood why, I knew that dancing, even in the kitchen with the music on or even alone, would pull me back to myself when my anxiety was rising. It's been my go-to for as long as I can remember. Before I go any further, I have built a free quiz around the 4 ingredients. The link's in the description below. A few years ago, I came across the work of Kelly McGonigal, a health psychologist at Stanford, who wrote a book called The Joy of Movement. One thing she wrote changed how I think about all of this. As I mentioned earlier, adults lose up to 13% of the dopamine receptors in their brain's reward system every decade. The everyday pleasures can become harder to feel as we age. But here's the part that surprised me the most. There's one thing that seems to protect that machinery, and that's movement. Active older adults have reward systems that look more like people decades younger. That's not fitness talking, that's your capacity for joy staying intact. Now, there's a second finding I want to name because it changes what movement can mean. When we move in sync with other people, we might be dancing, a group class, walking with other people, something else happens. The French sociologist Émile Durkheim called it collective effervescence, a kind of joy that only shows up when bodies move together, which is why a dance floor doesn't feel good. It feels like being part of something. I mentioned earlier that dancing has been my go-to for anxiety for as long as I can remember. What I didn't say, it's also been the way I mark the moments that matter. My latest birthday was a dance party, not a dinner, not a lunch, but a dance party. And some of the people there hadn't danced properly for ages, and yet half an hour in, everyone was moving. Not because we were trying, but because we couldn't help it. The music was wonderful and everyone was getting in the mood. And that's the thing about moving with other people. It bypasses the part of the brain that worries about how you look. It goes straight to the part that just wants to feel alive. The next morning, I felt something I hadn't felt in weeks. And it wasn't just the good sleep or the wine or the company. It was joy. So here's what I'd love you to try this week. Not a gym plan, not a workout goal. Once or twice or even 3 times, put on a song you love and move to it in the kitchen, in the living room, with whoever's around. It doesn't matter. 2 or 3 minutes, that's the whole thing. Notice what happens afterwards. Notice whether the small pleasures, the light through the window, the taste of your coffee, the sound of someone laughing, feels a little closer than they did before. And that's your reward system waking up. And that's the machinery Kelly McGonigal is talking about right there, quietly repairing itself. Now, if you'd like to take this further, the free Thrive quiz walks you through more questions across all the 4 ingredients. 2 minutes, a personalised reflection, and the link is in the description. The next video is the last in the series, and that's vision. What can you allow yourself to imagine now the loudest part of your life is quieter? Subscribe if you'd like to follow along. And in the comments, what song makes you move, no matter how you're feeling? I want to build the list. I read every one. Thank you for watching. Until next time.